What Kieran said really does change everything. It's incredible the way this guy thinks and how he works with his brothers and the team of over 200 core contributors from Illuvium. I'm going to be going through the Illuvium vision thread that Kieran put out that will lay out the plans for the next 20 years. Kieran just posted this on Twitter, and I'm not sure how many people are actually on Twitter and reading this, so I'm going to recap it for you and give you a little bit of my thoughts. The founders are locked in for the long term. We can build on the next frontier of gaming and generate mainstream crypto adoption, something we are passionate about. And that's pretty clear. Kieran has talked about this a number of times on different podcasts. They want to be the crypto project that brings in mainstream adoption. Kieran has talked about onboarding Web 2 players so that they don't even really know they're in a crypto game. And what he calls is doing the reverse rug pull on them and letting them take their assets off and sell them if they want after they've already been playing and enjoying the game. To do that, we must show the world that Illuvium isn't just a game. It's a collection of cohesive games that form a single coherent universe with something for every gamer. And this is also going to be important for how gamers look at Illuvium. Right now, Illuvium does have 3 AAA games that they're coming out with, and they are a diverse set of games, but they don't want players to look at Illuvium as being a specific type of game. They want to look at it as being more of a franchise that can bring everybody in. Like, think Pokemon. Most people, when you say Pokemon, don't think about their main titles that come out. They think about whatever they enjoyed most. Whether it was Pokemon Snap, or Pokemon Unite, or Pokemon Duel. They want Illuvium to be the same way. They want people to be attracted to Illuvium and the Illuvials, and then decide whether they want to play the first-person shooter, or the fighter, or the RPG. Illuvium will become the first AAA IBG, an interoperable blockchain game, utilizing decentralized governance and verifiable ownership to empower players. Now, IBG, that's something that Kieran's been talking about a lot lately. This is a new genre of gaming, and it can only be possible with blockchain technology, because there'd really be no other way to move assets from one game to another and ensure that they're legit, without just being inflated on the market by, the creators. So IBG, I gotta start getting used to that, and something we're gonna be saying a lot of over the next 10 to 20 years. Each game will expand over time, pushing the boundaries of the genre while seamlessly connecting with other titles. The first 3 titles are just the beginning. And just as I said before, they have the 3 titles, but they're looking to expand. They already have plans for 9 total titles, so another 6 coming in the next 10 to 15 years. Illuvium Zero will continue to grow, becoming more than an idle clicker. The land will become a vital, finite resource relevant to gameplay and the story, while still acting as a financial hub for all gamers. Now, this is something that I think is great about Illuvium. They always seem to want to expand on what they already have. If you look at what Illuvium Zero was a year ago to what it is now, it's already so much more. And they keep talking about having plans to build upon that as time goes on. There's only 20,000 plots out, and 100,000 will be the cap. And who knows, it might take us 10 years before we have all 100,000 out on the market. It's the one item in Illuvium that there has been a sale for prior to the launch of the main game. And although I'm not sure Kieran is supposed to say this, I believe he has said a number of times that it will be a good investment and it will give you some returns. And the bigger the main game gets, the more returns the land will give you. Illuvium. Overworld is a breathtaking open world. We have worked tirelessly to deliver a world players desire to live in. So that's what they will do. It will become the social platform of the Illuvium universe. So although Illuvium plans on making multiple games, again, 9 is the number that they're aiming for, the overworld will be the main part of the game. That's going to be where you catch your Illuvials. As far as I know, you won't be able to obtain Illuvials any other way, other than catching them in the open world or buying them off other players on the Illuvidex. And I like how he said it's going to be the social platform, so I can see the overworld turning more into that MMORPG. I think at some point in the future, you will be able to walk around with your friends in that Illuvium metaverse, maybe catch some Illuvials together, then go on the battle board. I mean, we'll see how it all develops, but the open world is the main part of the game. Now that people have seen Illuvium Arena, they see the big picture. It's our first of many titles that will define the genre. Each title builds on the lore of the existing universe, giving players new and exciting ways to experience a familiar setting. I think this is pretty cool. We don't know much about the lore really at all. That's something they've kept hidden for a while, but it would be cool to see how these new titles get built into the lore. Like if a first-person shooter comes out, they could build into the lore some like Hunger Games type thing where you need to go out there and fight off the other rangers in order to be able to catch a really strong Illuvial. Or if there's a kart racing game, You might be able to travel to a new land that's really big and you need to build and race in your cart to get around to different places. It's just cool knowing that they're going to be building the lore into the new games instead of just popping out new games that don't really make sense. Non-gaming endeavors such as movies, TV shows, and merchandise will help develop the IP into a juggernaut that reaches all types of consumers, each with the same quality you have seen in everything they do. And we have seen that quality. Even when it comes to non-digital things, they have shown some leaks for merch, and what they have is really top-notch. Like, I can't wait until you can go get a Happy Meal at McDonald's and getting a little alluvial toy. And I still remember going to see those Pokemon movies when I was a kid, where you got like that promo card. You know the first Illuvium movie is going to have a promo NFT. Probably won't be something physical, but an NFT is just as good, right? I'm going to be buying up all these things for Christmas presents for the next 10 to 20 years. I know it already. Key founders will lock up further on hitting key parameters because we believe in the project and we want to show that commitment. I'm guessing here they're talking about locking up their team coins. It makes sense at this point too. Even if they were unlocking, I don't think anyone wants to sell at these current prices. So I can see them adding onto their lockup period to make the ILV holders, feel better about their investment. And IBG is a combination of genres to create a single cohesive universe. Racing, FPS, MMO, a MOBA, RTS, maybe even a dating simulator. All utilizing core assets that are compatible everywhere. I've already touched on this. It's funny that they keep throwing around that dating simulator. I really don't think that's going to happen. It's just been an ongoing joke for over a year now. If an IIP came up to make a dating simulator, that they would do it. Additional games are at various design stages, which is necessary to integrate them seamlessly with existing titles. So while their main focus are these first 3 games, the Overworld, the Arena, and Illuvium Zero, it looks like they've already been starting on some of the other games. They've already said they've built assets that will be able to be moved from one game to another. So making these new games is not going to be as difficult as it was to make the first 3. So while it might be 2 to 3 years for seeing these first 3 titles, I think the next games are going to come out much quicker after that. Ilv Festivals, hosting multiple tournaments featuring the biggest artists in the world, with the largest prize pool and the biggest minds in DeFi and GameFi. It will become a destination for pros and fans alike. Now this is exciting for me, although I am a little worried about the location. People in the Illuvium community are from all around the world. I'd say the majority are from Australia or the United States. So my guess is something like this would be held in one of those 2 places. And even though I'm in the United States, it's very unlikely that it's going to be within driving distance. So when this first comes up, I am going to do my best to get there, but we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be something big, and I'm excited even if I have to watch it from afar. Brand partnerships with some of the world's largest and most well-known companies. Think Illuvitar collection, merchandise, events, and in-game cosmetics. So they're always showing skins for in the game on Mozart and the Rangers. Imagine being able to put on some Nikes or some jewelry or a watch in the game. And then on the reverse side, having those real-world Nikes with an alluvial on your feet walking around. More merchandise, maybe from some more upscale companies like Gucci or something like that. An economy where every dollar from game revenue, events, merchandise, sponsorships, esports tournaments, movies, TVs, and more get distributed to ILV holders. Now, to me, this is one of the biggest selling points in this game. It's one of the reasons why I dove in, and a lot of people who are watching this video right now dove into Illuvium. They see it as a great investment. The bigger this franchise becomes, the more you're going to get back from owning and staking those ILV coins. And the ILV price is down significantly right now. And the haters who don't know anything about it are calling it a shitcoin. But us who have been around and paying attention, we know this is going to be something big, and we know it'll pay off in the long term. When the market recovers, we will perform a mega race, like one of the largest in history, to ensure that we have runway to build out our next 20-year vision. Now, this is obviously great. We're in a big bear market, but we all know, at least I believe, that another bull market is on its way. I've heard Kieran talk before that they have plenty of runway room. So I'm not sure the exact number, but they probably have 5, 6, 7 years of runway right now, and we're going to hit another bull market by then. And if you were around for this last bull market, you see how much money is out there and is getting put into crypto. And with what Illuvium has already and what they're probably going to have by the time we get to that next bull market, I think raising money for the next 20 years is going to be a piece of cake for them. The team will grow, but we will keep the model of only hiring experts in the field. And Illuvium has over 200 core contributors, I believe. They don't like to outsource much. They hire people for their team, and they only hire the best of the best. They hire the best artists in the world, the best game designers in the world. I'm sure for every aspect of the game, they have the best of the best, and they'll continue to get the best of the best. Our team houses some of the most talented and competitive people in the world, and we're doing what we love, creating fun, immersive, addicting games. There's nothing else they'd rather be doing. And this is something I can definitely relate to. Not that I hate my day job, but I go to work just for the paycheck, and it's not something that I'm really in love with doing. But when I come home and I get to immerse myself in Illuvium and put together this content and film it and provide value for this community, that's something I love doing. Hopefully I can do that full time at some point, but there are people on this Illuvium team that are already doing that, and when you love what you do, you're going to do much better work. Our vision is clear, and we can't wait for you to experience it. And we have been waiting longer than we first expected, but if you're following along like I am, the wait is okay. I don't even mind. I get to stack up my ILV bags. I get to work on my Illuvium content. I get to collaborate with more people from the community. And I know it's coming, and it will be sweet when it gets here. And a little bonus thing that get thrown in here, someone asked him about being fully mobile, and this is a very big deal for worldwide adoption. There's a lot of countries in parts of this world where people can't afford computers, and most of the gaming and really anything they're doing is going to be on their mobile phones. So porting the game over to mobile is going to be big for Illuvium. I know they've talked about it before, and Kieran confirms right here that they're already in the process of porting the Auto Battler over to mobile. I don't really like that he just said Auto Battler, because that probably means that they're not working on porting the main game over where you can catch these alluvials. I do believe that will happen in the future, but the fact that he didn't say that here, he specified the Auto Battler, that I'm not too sure that it might take a little longer to get to that point. But I do believe it'll come.
Marina is being ported to, we're testing with a really, really, really good outsourced studio that are experts in taking a desktop build game and porting it to mobile. We are literally in tests with them at the moment to do that with Arena. Teamfight Tactics and Dota Underlords are both games that are highly, highly played on mobile. So we know that type of genre works on it. Where we're not going to go mobile for at least, I joke around and I say the next 10 years is the overworld. And the reason is, would you play World of Warcraft on your mobile? Yeah, it's got to make sense, right? And so I don't know, maybe in 10 years we are running around. Maybe people in the future will be running around basically with laptops as phones. And if that's the case, there will be enough power.
I know I'm pretty excited about the next 20 years, especially after reading through what Kieran put together. And I hope you are too. 20 years is far out. I'll be in my 50s by that point. So who knows what life in the world is going to look like at that point. But just knowing that whatever I do in the next 3 to 5 years isn't going to go to waste, because they're going to be building for at least 20 more years. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.